The morning of March 3, 2024, began like any other. The soft hum of the alarm clock stirred me from sleep, and the faint glow of the rising sun peeked through the curtains. The scent of freshly brewed coffee drifted through the air, mingling with the quiet sounds of birds greeting the dawn. Life felt perfectly ordinary, familiar, safe, predictable. I rose from bed, stretched, and went about my morning routine. My name is Sarah Mitchell. I'm a 52-year-old mother of 2 grown children, a Sunday school teacher, and someone who believed she understood the boundaries between life and death. That belief shattered on that fateful day. I left the house with a to-do list that felt automatic. Pick up groceries, stop by the bank, visit a friend recovering from surgery. As I drove through the familiar streets of Charlotte, North Carolina, my favorite hymn played softly through the car speakers, a comforting reminder of faith's steady presence. At a red light, I glanced at my phone to check the time. 8:47 a.m. Nothing unusual. Just another ordinary Thursday. The light turned green. I pressed the accelerator. That's when everything changed. From the corner of my eye, I saw it, a blur of metal and motion. The sound came first, the screech of tires, the deafening blast of a horn. My heart leaped into my throat as an oncoming truck barreled through the intersection. In that split second, time slowed. The truck's headlights bore down on me like twin suns, unforgiving and unstoppable. Impact. The collision was a cacophony of violence. Metal crunched, glass shattered, and the car spun like a toy in a storm. My head snapped back, pain exploded behind my eyes. The world turned into a whirlwind of sound, sensation, and then silence. I should have felt panic, but an eerie calm washed over me. My body remained pinned beneath twisted metal, but I was no longer inside it. I hovered above the wreckage, watching paramedics pry open the door. I heard their frantic voices. No pulse. The phrase echoed through the stillness like a stone dropped into a well. No pulse. I was dead. Yet I was there. Aware. Present. More awake than I had ever been. The scene below me faded like mist under sunlight. Darkness enveloped me, vast and infinite, yet comforting. Then came the light. It appeared far ahead, a pinprick of radiance that expanded with every passing moment. The light wasn't harsh but soft and inviting, pulsing with warmth. I was being carried toward it by an invisible force. As I neared the source, other presences appeared, luminous figures watching with knowing eyes. The light pulsed, and a voice emerged. "Sarah, you are here for a reason." The light shifted, swirling like liquid gold. Images flickered within it, moments of kindness, love, and compassion from my life. The voice spoke again. "There is something you must see." The figures stirred, and the light ahead transformed into a portal of cascading colors. I was being drawn forward, deeper into the unknown. We'd love to hear from you. This story is just beginning, and we want you to be part of it. Leave a comment with your name and your city, and we might give you a special shout-out in our next video. Imagine thousands of viewers hearing your name and knowing you were part of this incredible journey. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Join our growing community where faith, hope, and remarkable stories connect us all. The light ahead shimmered like a living flame, drawing me deeper into the unknown. I was no longer tethered to the familiar rules of time and space. With no effort, I crossed the threshold. On the other side, the light softened into a radiant glow. Fields of iridescent flowers stretched toward an endless horizon. The air was thick with peace, and a celestial symphony of harmonious voices surrounded me. Figures of light approached. One stepped closer, emanating warmth like a mother's embrace. "Welcome," the figure conveyed directly into my consciousness. "You have come to witness, to learn, to carry the message back." The ground shifted, and the landscape transformed. Memories from my life appeared. Childhood laughter, my wedding day, the birth of my children. Then came moments I wished to forget, unkind words spoken, missed opportunities to show love. There was no judgment, only understanding. Tears filled my eyes. "Why are you showing me this?" I asked without speaking. "To understand the power of your purpose," the figure responded. "Every action leaves a mark in the spiritual world." The mist cleared, revealing a vast city of light. Structures shimmered with translucent gold, and radiant beings moved through the streets. From the center of the city rose a magnificent bridge of crystalline light. I was drawn to it, the figure guiding me. When I peered over the edge, I saw Earth, a network of glowing threads connecting people across the globe. Some threads pulsed with brilliant light, others dimmed under the weight of fear and despair. "Do you see?" the figure asked. "Yes," I whispered. "But what does it mean?" Humanity is connected beyond what is visible. Love and faith strengthen the light, fear and hatred weaken it. The view shifted to show individuals standing in their homes, workplaces, and churches. Their prayers ascended as beams of light, reinforcing the threads that bound humanity together. "This is the unseen battle," the figure said. "Faith, hope, and love are the strongest defenses against darkness." The vision grew more intense. I saw shadows swirling around certain regions of the earth, coiling like serpents to strangle the glowing threads. "What can be done?" I asked, panic rising in my chest. "Share what you have seen. The world must remember the power of prayer and the reality of the unseen realm." The golden bridge beneath my feet dissolved, and I was pulled backward through the mist. The figure's voice echoed as the vision faded. "Your journey is only beginning." The horizon stretched before me, shimmering with golden light. The voice returned, resonating with a love that dissolved every trace of fear. "Sarah, you are here to witness the truths that shape the unseen world," the voice said. The luminous figure beside me gestured toward the horizon. The mist parted, revealing Earth bathed in threads of light, each strand representing a prayer, an act of love, a moment of compassion. But amid the glowing web, dark shadows coiled and twisted. "These shadows feed on fear, hatred, and despair," the figure explained. "They grow where faith falters." The vision shifted. I saw people in daily life, unaware of the spiritual battle around them. A mother's prayer lit up like a beacon, while another person's anger unleashed dark waves. "Humanity is engaged in a battle beyond what the eyes can see," the voice continued. "Every act of kindness or malice has spiritual consequences." The scene zoomed in on a church in Houston, Texas. Inside, a congregation prayed with fervent unity. Their collective light pierced the surrounding darkness. "Prayer is not mere words," the voice said. "It is divine power in action." The vision shifted again. I saw shadowy forces circling entire communities, spreading discord and despair. "Darkness preys on division," the figure warned. "But light prevails where faith endures." Tears blurred my vision. "How can I help?" I whispered. "Share what you've seen," the voice replied. "Help others recognize the power of prayer and the reality of the unseen battle." The horizon shifted, revealing a new path ahead. The next revelation awaited. The light ahead shifted once more, guiding me deeper into the mystery of this spiritual dimension. With every passing moment, I felt the presence of something, or someone, profoundly significant drawing closer. The luminous figure beside me stepped back, bowing slightly before dissolving into the radiant mist. I stood alone, yet not truly alone. From the heart of the light, a figure emerged. He walked toward me with a grace that transcended physical movement. His robes shimmered like woven starlight, and his eyes held galaxies within them. The instant our gazes met, I recognized him, though no earthly encounter had ever prepared me for this moment. "Sarah," he spoke, and his voice resonated like a celestial symphony. It wasn't just heard, it was felt in the marrow of my soul. "You have been brought here for a purpose." I fell to my knees, overcome by the overwhelming sense of love that radiated from him. This love was unlike anything I'd experienced on earth, unconditional, all-encompassing, eternal. "Lord," I managed to whisper, though my lips did not move. "Why me?" He smiled gently, and the light around us softened. "Because your heart has sought truth beyond the veil of the seen. And because the world needs a reminder of that truth." He extended his hand, and as his fingers lightly touched my forehead, the space around us transformed. I was no longer in the ethereal realm but standing above earth once again. Yet this view was different from before. Now I could see not only the threads of light but the intentions behind them, prayers of gratitude, pleas for help, cries of despair. "Do you see?" he asked softly. "Yes," I answered. "But I don't understand." "The world has grown weary," he explained. "Faith wanes, and many have lost sight of the eternal reality. They seek answers in the temporary and ignore the eternal." As he spoke, I saw cities consumed by distractions, glowing screens, frantic schedules, empty pursuits. The golden threads of prayer in these places were thin, fragile, barely connected to the divine source. "They must remember," he said. "Not through fear, but through love. Faith must be rekindled in hearts that have grown cold." I felt the weight of his words and the enormity of the task before me. "But how, Lord? How can one voice make a difference?" He placed his hand over mine. "Speak. Share what you have seen. The truth will resonate with those ready to hear it. And tell them that no prayer goes unheard, no act of love unseen." The vision shifted again. Now I saw individuals standing in their homes, their workplaces, their places of worship, hands clasped, hearts lifted. Each prayer sent forth a beacon of light, piercing the surrounding darkness. "Faith is more powerful than fear," he said. "But it must be cultivated, nourished, and lived." Tears streamed down my face as I absorbed the magnitude of the message. I understood that my experience wasn't meant to be a personal revelation, but a testimony to be shared with others. "Tell them," he continued, "that every heart willing to believe, to trust, to love, no matter how broken, becomes a light against the darkness." The vision began to fade, the celestial city dissolving into soft mist. The figure's voice lingered, wrapping around me like a whisper on the wind. "Go back, Sarah. The world needs your voice." The light dimmed, and I felt myself being gently pulled away from the divine presence. The warmth remained, a spark within me, igniting the mission I had just received. If this story touched your heart, let us know. Comment Amen below to receive a special blessing, and don't forget to like the video. Every interaction helps us share more stories of faith and hope with our growing community. The warmth of the divine presence lingered even as the mist thickened around me. I felt the gentle pull of an invisible current guiding me away from the celestial city. The journey back had begun. As the landscape shifted, I saw Earth once more, now bathed in a delicate interplay of light and shadow. I could sense the spiritual battle unfolding, the eternal tension between hope and despair, faith and fear. "Remember what you have seen," the voice whispered, though its source remained unseen. "The mission is not yours alone. It belongs to all who open their hearts to the truth." The vision narrowed to a single point of light. I recognized the streets, the hospital, the bed where my broken body lay. The connection between soul and flesh tugged sharply, pulling me back into the confines of mortality. With a gasp, I opened my eyes. The sterile white ceiling greeted me, accompanied by the rhythmic beep of a heart monitor. Nurses rushed to my side, their faces etched with disbelief. "She's back," one of them whispered. I wanted to speak, to share the enormity of what I had witnessed, but exhaustion weighed me down. The memories, however, remained vivid, a mission entrusted to me, a message that needed to be delivered. The return to everyday life felt surreal. The world seemed slower, heavier, but the purpose etched in my heart kept me grounded. I knew that this was just the beginning of something far greater than myself. The days following my return blurred together in a haze of physical pain and spiritual clarity. My body ached, but my soul was alight with purpose. The vision remained vivid, and the voice's command echoed in my mind, "Share what you have seen." As I lay in the hospital bed, visitors came and went, their expressions a mixture of relief and curiosity. Doctors called my recovery a miracle. I knew better. It wasn't merely a medical anomaly, it was a divine intervention. Late one night, when the world outside my window had settled into a peaceful hush, the presence returned. I couldn't see it, but I felt it, the same overwhelming peace that had embraced me beyond the veil. "The mission is simple," the voice conveyed. "Speak of love, of unity, of the unseen battle that shapes the world. Help others understand that faith is the key to enduring the darkness." Tears streamed down my cheeks as the weight of the task settled over me. "How will they believe me?" I asked, though I knew the voice needed no spoken words. "Truth resonates," it answered. "Speak with sincerity, and hearts will respond." The presence faded, leaving me with a renewed sense of determination. The mission wasn't mine alone. It was a collective calling for all who sought the light. In the weeks that followed, I began to share my story. The reactions varied. Some listened with quiet reverence, others with skepticism. But I held firm, knowing that the message had been given to me for a reason. The battle between light and darkness was real, and the time to act was now. The moment I left the hospital, the world looked different. Colors were sharper, sounds clearer, and beneath the surface of daily life, I sensed the invisible threads connecting us all. The experience had etched itself into my soul, leaving me with a mission that could not be ignored. I returned to my home in Charlotte, North Carolina, feeling like a stranger in familiar surroundings. The cozy living room, the family photos lining the walls, everything remained unchanged, yet I was no longer the same person. I sat on the couch, closed my eyes, and whispered a prayer of gratitude for the journey I'd survived and the mission I'd received. The memories of the celestial realm played on a continuous loop in my mind. The radiant city, the voice filled with infinite love, the call to share the truth. I realized the magnitude of the task ahead. Fear tried to creep in, but the warmth of the divine presence lingered, reassuring me. "You are not alone," the voice had said. And I believed it. With a deep breath, I opened my laptop and began to write. The words flowed effortlessly as I recounted every moment of my journey. I shared about the unseen battle, the power of prayer, and the profound truth that love is the greatest force in the universe. I spoke not from intellect but from the depths of my transformed heart. As I finished, a sense of peace washed over me. The mission was no longer just mine. It belonged to anyone who felt the tug of faith and the stirrings of purpose. In the days that followed, I was invited to speak at local churches. The audiences listened in rapt attention as I described the luminous beings, the web of prayers connecting humanity, and the voice that had called me back to life. Some wept, others closed their eyes in silent prayer. I could see the light of recognition in their expressions, the understanding that the battle is real, but so is the victory. One evening, as I prepared for a talk, the presence returned. The warmth, the peace, it was unmistakable. "You have begun well," the voice conveyed. "But there is more to reveal." The room around me dimmed, and a new vision unfolded. I saw people from all walks of life, different ages, backgrounds, and experiences, standing together, hands clasped in prayer. Their combined light surged upward, pushing back the shadows that sought to divide and weaken them. "Unity in faith," the voice said. "This is the key to overcoming the darkness. Tell them that no prayer is insignificant and no act of love goes unnoticed." The vision faded, leaving me breathless. The message was clear. The time for passivity was over. We are called to be active participants in the spiritual battle around us, wielding love as our most potent weapon. Now, as I share my story with you, I extend the same invitation. The world is waking up to the unseen truths that bind us together. Your prayers, your acts of kindness, your faith, they matter more than you can imagine. If this journey has touched your heart, let us know. Comment Amen below to receive a special blessing, and don't forget to like the video. Every interaction helps us spread these powerful messages of faith, hope, and divine purpose. And remember, this is just the beginning. We have an upcoming video that will reveal even deeper truths, insights that could profoundly impact your life and faith journey. Just click on the video appearing on your screen now, and continue this extraordinary exploration with us. See you there.